start.
Okay, so good evening once again. So today's task, we are tasked to perform task 4, which is to set up Active Directory domain services. So a quick introduction on the task. An Active Directory domain is a collection of objects within a Microsoft Active Directory network. An object can be single user or a group, or it can be a hardware component, such as computer or printer. Each domain holds a database containing object identity information. Active Directory helps you organize your company users, computers, and more. Your IT admin uses AD to organize your company's complete hierarchy from which computers belong on which network, to what your profile picture looks like, or which users have access to the storage room. So a simple note that was given to us by our teacher. In this task, we will use CCS as our domain name. So to perform this task, we will just follow the video that was na nakalagay dun sa ating task. So we will play the video
In this lecture, we're
while performing the task. So we will just follow the video.
going to create a domain controller by installing the Active Directory.
Madungog imong tingog jigs.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
This role is considered a domain controller. We are going to add this role to our server and create a new domain called itfleet.com. This is the name of my website, but you can use any name that you'd want, or if you want to keep things simple, you can use itfleet.com too. You won't break my website like that because there's no internet DNS servers
Sige lang.
pointing to the
Naka-entire
domain that we're
screen
about.
mo ko delete na to ano.
Okay.
Wala din siya yung sound ko entire screen.
And then we'll be done. You should
I-ano lang ako si sultihan lang tika kung sa gid ang ano.
open Server Manager and select Manage, Add Roles and Features.
Okay, so our first task is to open Server Manager and like what we did in the previous task, to install roles for our tawag yan sa ating sa VMs dito sa VM Windows Server 2016. So okay. Wait lang. Wait, alibog na ko. Ay, ito. Okay, so first daw jigs is to open the manage yung manage sa upper right corner. Ayan. And add roles and features. Okay, so next, punta tayo sa installation type. Ayan, so next, so role-based or feature-based installation. Same pa rin sa ating ginawa last task. Okay, so next pa din. So here, dito we're going to choose a role for our server. So on the video that was attached,
On the
the role
installation
that
type
was
screen, leave the default option. Choose the Active Directory
that was given is Active
Domain
Directory
Services
domain
role.
services.
You'll see a pop-up window stating that you cannot install ADDS unless
Okay, so sige, set to ito sa ADDS. Active Directory domain services. Okay, so upon clicking, may warning. So the warning is you cannot install Active Directory domain services unless the following roles, services, or features are also installed. So kapag di natin na-install itong mga roles na ito, the ADDS won't function properly. So let us just add the feature so that our ADDS or the role that we are going to install will work properly. So add features lang. Yan. So, okay, next. Wait lang. Wait lang, Jigs. Lagi.
certain role services or features are also installed. Click the Add Features button and then click Next to proceed to the features screen. We do not need any additional features as all the required features were already added. Again, click Next. Now you'll be brought to the ADDS screen. It tells us that we will also need to install the DNS role. Here we can see the roles it up.
Okay, so next lang jigs. Okay, ano, wala naman tay additional features na i-install. So next lang. Yan. So here we are at the ADDS. So Active Directory Domain Services, or ADDS, stores information about users, computers, and other devices on the network. ADDS helps administrators securely manage this information and facilitates resources sharing and collaboration between users. So, things to note: to help ensure that users can still log on to the network in the case of a server outage, install a minimum of 2 domain controllers for a domain. ADDS require a DNS server to be installed on the network. If you do not have a DNS server installed, you will be prompted to install the DNS server role on this machine. So those are the simple notes that we need to take notice for us to continue downloading the ADDS. So okay, next. So here, confirmation. So we will just first follow through the video and on what are the things to do.
Click Next and continue on to the confirmation screen. Here we can see the roles and features we are about to install. Click Install and wait for the installation to finish. Once the installation is complete, you will have post-deployment configuration steps that you will also need to complete.
Okay, so based on the video, we will only wait. Nag-restart ba siya? Ako bantay.
To install. Click Install and wait for the installation to
Wala.
finish.
Okay, so diretso lang siya mag-install. Yan, so we will just wait for the installation to complete lang. It will really take some time since my unit is kind of slow in a way. So, ulat-ulat lang yun. Ayan. Sige, upon waiting for the installation. Ayan, tapos na pala. So, the next thing to do is tingnan muna natin kung anong nakalagay sa video. Okay.
Once the installation is complete, you will have post-deployment configuration steps that you... Once the installation is complete, click the notification flag next to Manage and choose Promote this server to a domain controller. The ADDS configuration wizard will appear, giving us 3 options. The first...
Okay, so upon installation daw, we will close first the installation progress and then go to the notification tab, which is near the manage tab. Yan, itong flag. Yan. And then, dalawa. IDHCP. Wait lang.
Option. Once you add the server to a domain controller.
Ayan, sa domain controller lang, jigs. Wala, delete ang DHCP. Dito lang yapon, sa sa notification. Ayan. And then, promote this server to a domain controller. Ayan, so we are going to select the deployment operation, either to add a domain controller to an existing domain, add a new domain to an existing forest, or add a new forest. So on the video, ang naka-specify doon is to create a new forest. based sa aking pag ano no, nagtanaw na ko earlier.
The ADDS configuration wizard will appear, giving us three options: domain controllers to the domain. The second option, add a domain to an existing. Elaborate on this. We are going to create a domain called itfleet.com. If that domain already existed, we could create a sub or child domain called courses.itfleet.com. In theory, we could set up this to and developers who reside in the domain itfleet.com. To the core is to add a new forest. This will allow us to create and specify a new domain. Choose this option and specify.
Ayan, so we will create daw a new forest. So this will allow us to create a new domain na ano, which will allow us na tayo magawa from scratch. So, ayan. Wait lang, Jigs. Center na to. Ayan, sige.
For
Ayan. For the root domain name, ang ilagay daw is, for us, ang sa kanya is itflea.com. So sa atin is ccs.com. I-capital lang CCS, Jigs. Ayan. Ayan, so next. Ayan, so tingnan na naman tayo sa video para kung anong gawin.
Specify a root domain name. I'm going to our option screen will.
Uy. Ako po.
The first two options, forest functional level and domain functional level, specify which operating system the domain controller will use. You need to specify the OS you are using, and in this case, it's Windows Server 2016. There's a bug with the latest version of 2016 that I'm using where the developers did not configure the screen to show the latest version of Server 2016 and instead shows Windows Server Technical Preview. Now, this is because Server was just released. There was the 2016. Go ahead and choose that. If you still don't see Windows Server Name System or DNS Server checkbox is checked for the DC to function properly. The global catalog option means that the server will live or when we're creating a new domain forest. If you choose the read-only domain controller, make changes to our domain, so make sure you do not check this checkbox. Type in the DSRM password and make sure that you either write it down or memorize.
Ayan. So, the next thing to do is to create... Saan na to? Ano, wala. Ay, dire. Ayan. So, sa kanya, sa video, ang kanyang forest functional level is ano yung nakalagay sa kanya eh. Ang nakalagay sa kanya is Windows Server Technical Preview. According to him, ang kanyang ang naka-specify sa kanya na version is Windows Server Technical Preview. So, according to him, it is a bug, no? So, dapat daw ang nakalagay is Windows Server 2016. If we have Windows Server 2016, we must pick that instead sa ano kayong sa para sa kanya. So we will just select Windows Server 2016 for both the forest functional level and the domain functional level. So ayan, naka-specify na Windows Server 2016. And then to specify domain controller capabilities, we need to click the domain name system or DNS server and the global catalog or GC. And leave lang natin yung read-only domain controller or RODC, and then type the directory services restore mode or DSRM password. So I think the DSRM password is up onto us kung ano ang ilalagay natin, but since this is a task that was given to us, we will just use the first password or the password we have for our Oracle VM VirtualBox, which is Sakopayo Malbog 2016. Yan, so we will use the camel format, which is capital S and capital M. Ayan. So we will need to confirm the password para walang walang dili mali ang atong password nga gibutang sa first. Kaya alam madugan ako electric fan jigs.
Okay.
Ayan. Okay, so let us wait lang jigs ah.
Memorize it. The DSRM password allows an administrator to take an instance of AD offline for you'll want to DNS options. On the DNS options screen, you will see a warning about the DNS delegation. This warning means that people on the internet will not be able to resolve local DNS names on your local DNS server. Names like itflea.com or itfdc01, etc. This is fine because we proceed on to a domain that's actually a website and causing issues.
Ayan. So, okay, so next lang. Next lang, ano to? Wala lagi to jigs. Tingnan ni Mao. Ay, naragay. Kulban ko da. Yan, so next lang daw according to the video. Then here, merong lalabas na error. According to him, click daw natin to click show more. So, a delegation for this DNS server cannot be created because the authoritative parent zone cannot be found or it does not run Windows DNS server. If you're integrating with an existing DNS infrastructure, you should manually create a delegation to this DNS server in the parent zone to ensure reliable name resolution from the outside domain. ccs.com authorized no action is required. So, according to him, we do not want pa din naman na makapag matag yan, parang ma-edit maano siya ng mga users natin in the internet. So for us, this is an activity pa lang naman and dapat tayo lang ang makaka-edit. So according to him, we will just click next. Ayan, so verify the net BIOS name assigned to the domain and change it if necessary. So the net BIOS name is CCS lang. Since ang nakalagay din sa atin first is ccs.com, ang ilagay lang natin sa net BIOS domain name is ccs without the .com. Same, so if you're wondering kung paano namin nalaman is, it is also according to the video. So nag-follow lang tayo.
Click next and proceed on to the net BIOS name is
Ayan.
populated for us as itflea.
As you can see in the video, ang nakalagay lang is itflea. However, dun sa domain name niya, primary domain name, hindi yung NetBIOS domain name, ang nilagay niya is itflea.com with .com. So, for us, since atin si ccs.com, ang nilagay lang natin is ccs. So, yes.
The NetBIOS name is an itflea.com. I'm going to leave this at the default of itflea and click continue.
Ayan, so click continue lang daw. And then,
on the path screen, we can see the default paths chosen for the folders that are
May
required by ADDS.
sa TeamViewer
ay po.
lag sa okay.
Ayan, okay na. Ang sa TeamViewer ang naglag.
Yes.
Dili mo siya malihok na.
Okay naman.
Okay na, sige. So, next lang daw, Jigs. Ayan. So, according to the video, no, ang ginawa niya sa video is to click next lang since we need the ang nakalagay dyan is ang default din naman na path. So, we don't need to change it naman. So, click next lang. So, yan. Asa na to?
If you'd like to choose an alternative drive, you can do so by clicking the ... button and choosing an alternative path. I recommend that you leave them at the default settings and click next.
Ayan, so nag-default settings lang siya, then next.
Now we are brought to the review options screen where we can see all of the options we have chosen so far. If you would like, in order...
Ayan, so Dito daw sa ating review options, we can see daw here ang mga options ating napili so far. So here, ito yung view script. Click ko jigsa. Ayan, so ito yung ating mga i-install pa sa ating server. So, ang install natin is add forest. Tapos, ano yan? With the domain name CCS, yung ating database path is yan, same pa yung default. Domain net BIOS name is CCS with .com. So, ayan. Yung mga pinanggagawa natin earlier, nandito, naka-display. So, yun. So, click next. Since alam naman natin na ito talaga yun. So, click next lang tayo. Yan. So, prerequisites, prerequisites check. So, according to the video.
Next. Now we are brought to the prerequisite check window. The wizard is now going to verify that the server is ready to be promoted as a DC.
So, the windows daw is, ano daw yun, sabi niya eh?
The wizard is now going to verify that the server
So, the wizard is now going to verify daw the server
is ready to be promoted
if
as a DC.
ready na ba daw ito ma-promote into a DC. So, ayan.
This will take a few minutes before it is ready, so just be patient while it completes the checks.
Ayan, so it would really take some time daw. Ayan, so may mga errors. Wait lang.
Once the checks are complete, at the top you will see that all prerequisite checks have passed. If you encounter any errors that will not allow you to promote the server as a domain controller, you're going to need to Google each error and figure out what's wrong and fix it. Usually these errors are pretty simple to fix, so a quick Google will tell you exactly what's wrong and how to fix it. Once you fix the errors, click the link that says Rerun Pre-Run. You can see that there are various warnings stating that anything with cryptography is in regard after to the again the install depending on the and wait for that can resolve our.
So note lang talaga no is to be attentive on the activity kasi dito tayo magkakahirap kung if ever may error. So if ever daw may error dito sa kung hindi daw naka all prerequisites check passed successfully, if meron daw error, i-google lang daw natin kasi sa internet meron naman daw mga solutions na available. And if na-solve naman natin yung problem, let us daw, i-rerun lang daw yung prerequisite check. So in our case, we passed naman all prerequisite checks. So we will just proceed to the installation. So install. Ayan, so upon installation, matagal talaga siya matapos. So we really need to be patient upon installing. So let us just wait na lang talaga. And tingnan na lang natin yung video kung ano talaga what are the next step para mamaya tuloy-tuloy na. So abang inantay, tingnan natin yung video.
Our DNS records with a reboot. This can take a good while depending on the speed of your server, so you need to be patient while it works.
So according to him, it will really take some time daw
and watch the entire installation.
So ayan, nag-fast forward siya.
Once the installation completes and the server reboots, press right control and delete to log in. The first thing you'll notice is the net.
Ayan, so
press right control.
Dito lang muna. So antayin lang muna natin yung installation. So it would really take some time, no. So ayan, so chill muna. Kung gustong mag-CR, di mag-CR. Kung gustong kumain, kain muna sandali, ganun. So antay. Klaro pa yung electric fan, Jigs.
Okay lang.
Ayun, so the server was successfully configured as a domain controller. So pagkatapos na mag-install, you're about to be signed out daw sa ating no kasi mag-restart yung ating server. So yan. Nag-restart siya. Ayan. Okay, loading. Yun, murag dugay-dugay gid siya. Ayan, bakit matagal siya?
Sabi nag-install siya sa mga i-add na to.
Sa jigs?
Ibigin na install i-add na to sa server.
Hindi ka maklaro sa kuha jigs.
Hello.
Nagaputol-putol ako. Ay, yan. Sige. Sa daw?
So I think gina-install na niya ang mga things na we add na to.
Ah, yes. So, according to Mr. Malbog daw, no, kaya daw matagal ang loading kasi gina-install pa ng ating system ang mga options natin ginawa kanina sa ating server. So, since dami-dami din yung ating in-install, it would really take some time. And also, given na mahina talaga yung aking laptop, it would really take some time. So, bear with us lang guys, no? Since, yeah, yun. Ayan, murag ulat lang gid ta. Tama legit sumana ka sa ano. Tapos ka na sa Nyonggo.
Oh, no. Philip.
Wala pa ka naman. Pag ko edit mag-edit pa ko karon.
vlog.
Oo. Wala pa bud ka ano? Wala pa ka edit.
Hindi pa. Mag-concept pa ako
Concept
sa
pa sa
kung
kung
i-vlog.
katong kasi pair nimo
Sa
sa
our
our
role play
role
is
play
si
is
CJ.
si CJ. Si CJ tama. Kami mo din shit eh. Swap.
Humana
Wala
mag-book
mag
ato.
ato. Wala pa karon pa mi pud may mag-record taud-taud. Pinaahat lang. Pero ang kuan sa vlog yun kay ano na pahumanay na record na lang. So ayun, tapos na siyang mag-install and stuff. So according to the video, di daw nato siya start like we usually start the system. Pero now tingnan natin sa
Once the installation completes and the server reboots, press right control and delete to log in.
right control. Ayun, right control and delete. So ayan, so meron ng CCS administrator. Wait lang. According to the video,
The first thing you'll notice is the NetBIOS name of our domain precedes the user account we are logging into. In this case, it's itflee/administrator. This is in the format of domain name /domain username.
ayan. So, simple facts lang daw, no? Ito daw, CCS backslash administrator is, ang format niya daw is domain name /user. So, since ang user for now is kami administrator, so nakalagay administrator. However, pag dito sa other user, you need to log in daw is CCS tapos backslash backslash nakalagay sa kanya eh.
If we had multiple domains, we could specify a different domain by typing in the name of the domain we want to use, followed by a backslash, and then the name of the domain user account that we want to log into.
Ayan. So, domain /username. So, pasabot ani is we are going to log in as another user, ang ilagay doon natin sa ano is the designated domain that we are going to enter and the designated username you have if you're administrator or whatnot. So for us, since CCS administrator ang ating i-open, this is dito tayo mag-open. So tignan natin kung mag-login ba siya.
Type in the password you use to create the administrator account when you first install the server and log in.
Ayan. So type in lang daw the administrator account. So ako na mag-type, Jigs. Ayan. So for those of you who don't know, ang aming administrator password is both of our surnames with 2016 in it. So we using the common format, so which is capital S for the Sakupayo and capital M for the Malbog with 2016. So yun lang, quick facts. So yan. Ano bang nagbago?
Once the desktop loads and Server Manager opens, the first thing you'll notice is the new roles AD, DS, and DNS. Now our domain controller is completely built. Great job getting that done. I will see you in the next lecture.
Ayan. So, upon opening daw, meron na tayong ADDS sa ating roles and server groups and DNS. So, earlier, yung hindi pa tayo nakapag-download, ang available lang dito is DHCP, file and storage services, and local server and all servers. Yan yung apat. Itong DHCP is from previous task siya, which is task 2. Ay, tama ba? Task 2, task 3. Basta yun. So, ayan, it is now available, ADDS and DNS. So, that would be all, I guess, for task 4. So, that's it, guys. So, see you on the next task. Yeah.